Welcome to a little movement, playful calisthenics style video. A nice opportunity for a 30-minute practice to get on the floor, to move, to play, to get out of your head and into your body, to just have some fun. So if you're ready to roll, I am so looking forward to this. It's so windy outside, and I really just feel like doing some really playful movement. I'm not planning a lot in today's session, so we're just going to kind of see where this goes. I visualize it starting off with some really nice mobility and spinal articulation, scapular work, moving into some more strength and speed-based movements, crawling, doing some rotations, maybe some light jumping, maybe some handstand hops, and then kind of finishing off back down onto the ground. So if this sounds like where you're at, enjoy, have fun. Make sure you give it a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content and you'd like to see more of it. Then please support the channel. That would be amazing. With all of that, let's get it started. We are going to just simply start off with our 90-90 hip swivels. So wherever you are, just creating some really nice space in the hips. I'm actually using some floor mats here from Bunnings that are really, really nice to roll around on. Great for at-home movement practice. Quite more significantly spongier. It's not really the word I'm looking for. But they feel much better under the body than a yoga mat, and you can actually really flow and move around them quite significantly. So a really nice addition to your home if you are doing a fair bit of movement at home. All right, we're going to now start to open up through our hip flexors. We will come down, rotate the legs 90-90, and then up through. Try to get expansion into our hip flexors and open the growth. You can always use your hands to support you with this one as well. Alright, and lastly for our hips, we're going to add in a bit of a lunge. So take your 90-90 hip swivel, spin the back leg to an internal rotation and taking some sort of a lunge, open through the groins. External rotation, bringing it back. Hip swivel, internal hip rotation, some sort of a lunge. Coming back down and then rotate. So once again, you can use your hands if you want to make this a little bit easier, or really play around with creating some nice fluidity within the joints in that internal and external hip rotation. No need to rush it. Actually, while we're here, we'll just add on a little bit of a hamstring extension. So spinning the knees, take a step, keep the knee bent, and we're just going to tip over that knee, opening up to your degree your hamstring, dropping the shin back down. External hip rotation, 90-90 hip swivel, step the back leg through, keep the knee bent, tip up and open into hamstrings and back down. And let's do that one more time each side just because they feel really good, especially if you have been sitting in chairs. It's a really nice little handstand entry too. If you want to play with your handstand from this destination. Alright, beautiful. Let's stay standing, that space. Alright, we're going to do here is just loosen off the hips a bit. We're just going to do some little rotations through the hip joint. So trying to keep that whole left side of the body still. Drop the right hip down, pulling it forward, lift it up and push it back. Alright, so we're trying to create compression right here in the side of the waist, and some length down the side of the waist, really creating some space in the lower back. This is epic if you have been sitting. Reverse the direction. So back the other way. It's always quite nice to do this stuff in a mirror. I can see what the rest of my body is doing and try to maintain a stillness through that opposite side of the body. All right, beautiful. Shake that out. And let's try the other side. So nice and strong through the right side of the body here. Lifting up that left hip, roll it back in the hip socket, drop the left hip down and then roll it forward. So up, back, down and forward, up, back, down and forward. I know that if my lower back is feeling a bit tight and cranky, this particular movement gets some beautiful movement throughout the sacrum and the lower back, creating a really nice bit of fluidity through the hip joint. A few more rotations to go. Yeah, really nice, guys. All right, beautiful. From here, what we're going to do is come into our squat position. All right, and we're just going to play around with a couple of knee dips here. So as you're working into that one, I'll play around with coming into an internal hip rotation. It's going to a depth that works for you into these ones. All right, you can even sit back onto the heel a little bit, have a little bit of a play here. You can make this a little bit more fluid depending on your ankle mobility. This can kind of start to move out into your pistol squat variation. Again, just really mindful of how this feels for you. You might stay up here and just do a tiny rotation. So we'll be here for about 30 more seconds. Just having a bit of a play and a swivel around, exploring what your ankles feel like. And from this, we'll go into our hamstrings now. So going from a forward fold position, back down into squat. And we'll do this a few times. So hinging at the hips. No need to straighten the legs here. As I'm folding, what I'm looking for is keeping a nice soft knee, but my belly touching my thighs, and back down into squat. Beautiful. All right, let's roll this up to stand, and we'll do one more little warm-up sequence here. You can always add on or take away whatever you need. So we're going to roll down our spine, lengthening down that posterior chain. When your hands hit the floor, what we're going to do is just walk ourselves all the way out. Maintain protraction the whole time, holding into your high plank. Beautiful. From here, see if you can pull your sternum through. I've got my toes tucked here, and I'm just moving a little bit forward and back. And from here, chin tucks in, sternum pulls up, hips lift. I'm going to walk all the way back and then roll up my spine. And we'll do that 2 more times, I think. So let's take a bit of a roll out with that one. So chin to chest, allowing the body to roll forward, finding your way out to your protracted high plank and pause. All right, beautiful. From this position here, from your position, your high plank, once again, we're going to try to pull the sternum through, stay on the toes, stretch out the muscles of the feet, draw the scapula together, chin to chest, sternum pulls up, belly button pulls up, and we walk back, and we're going to go one more time like that. All right, again, as I said, if you need longer for your warm-up, please take some time, maybe just repeat the sequence. The good thing is with these YouTube videos, you can always press pause and do whatever you'd like to do, again, if you don't feel warm enough. All right, lifting back up. Beautiful, roll up your spine. All right, awesome, guys. We're going to move straight from this into a little bit of a strength and speed set, I'm thinking. Have fun, follow along, always take the options that you need. First one is going to be our monkey pattern, and we're going to combine that with some hollow body crossovers. We're going to be working for 90 seconds, and we're going to be moving through those 2 movements. And that will be the format moving forward, say, for the next 20 minutes or so. When we're doing our monkey crawl variations, I'll give you a couple of different ways and means to perform your monkey. Find the one that works best for you, more so than anything. Let's just have some fun. So going through on a monkey, left hand in front of right foot, both hands come down, and just slow sprawl across. All right, starting with that pattern, just side to side, using the space that you have. Really think about pushing the floor away. All right, bring your monkey pattern straight down onto the ground, and we're just going to start to move into our crossovers. So just bringing your opposite elbow over to your opposite knee and just working through about 10 reps here. So we're just going to be working through about 4 to 6 of your monkeys, and then changing back to your floor or hollow crossovers. Just keep going in those 2 patterns. You move as fast or as slow as you like. So we've got 90 seconds of work alternating between these 2 movements. All right, back to our hollow crossovers. Leaving maybe one more round for some monkey crawls. Feel free to stay with your hollows. Final 10 seconds. Good work. Take some rest, 30 seconds. Good job. Ooh. Our next one is our dragon squat. We're working through our dragon squat, couple of options. Option just to bring the leg behind and keep the toe onto the ground, or of course you can hover it off or go through your full dragon squat. The other one we're going to be working towards are just some squat explodes. It's creating a little bit of energy through our squat. So 2 movements, dragon squat, squat explodes going in 3, 2 and 1. All right, finding your dragon squat, slow strength here. Again, you can keep your foot on the ground. Option, of course, to float the foot up. Option to find your dragon squat if that's there for you. Once again, going through maybe 4 repetitions. And then we'll go into our jumps. All right, beautiful. Finding space on the floor and maybe working through about 10 of these. Create a bit of energy. Beautiful. All right, back to those dragon squats. Oh, my legs are heating up already. So working through and really squeeze those legs together. Let's have a play with really thinking about creating compression here. So the legs touch. I'm going to draw that back knee on the outside of the calf and then round my spine. It's a really nice place to start for your dragon squat. Beautiful. That will leave us with about 25 seconds to get a few of those jumps out. Let's go. I've got my timer on. We've actually got 30 seconds left. Let's continue. Dragon squats it is. Woo! Nearly lost out on 30 seconds there, didn't we? All right, final 15. When you finish with your jumps or your dragons, I'll leave that up to you. 10 seconds. Oh, well done. Short rest, 30 seconds. We've got crawling into push-ups. All right, with your crawling, going from your cat crawl to your crab walk, staying on cat. And your push-ups, knees or toes, make sure your tailbone stays tucked. Once again, alternating as you wish, about 20 seconds or so on each of these. 90 seconds of work in total. We're going in 5 seconds. And start on a crawl. All right, so finding your foot hand crawl. Again, utilizing the space that you've got. Maybe you turn it over and you play around with your transitions. Going from your straight arm scapular strength into your version of push-ups. Here, again, option for knees or of course your toes. Working through good quality repetitions. And taking it back to our crawling. We've got 50 seconds left. Nice and slow with your crawls, don't rush your transitions. Backwards, forwards. 30 seconds left, maybe transitioning back to your push-ups. Elbows in if you can, brushing the side of the body, keeping the traps disengaged. Option always to drop to your knees. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we've got a kind of active recovery round through some mobility. What we're going to do is return back to our 90-90 hip swivel pattern, but we're going to add a handstand into this one, right? So I've got about a minute just to kind of flush it all out before we do all of that again. So we're going to start here, and you can stay completely here, but if you feel like a bit of playfulness, we're going to roll out the hips and we're going to step it around like what we did. Bend the knee, and you have a choice to come into a handstand hop here. Have a play, get a feel for what it's like in your legs, and then rotate around and try the other side. Back leg spins around, bend the knee. And either stay here or take a handstand hop. Again, completely up to you how you'd like to play around with this movement. She feels quite nice being upside down after that little bit of work. So roll out the hips. Take the step, or maybe take one more of these. Roll out the hips, step the foot, handstand or hamstring extension. Oh, beautiful. Well done. That's one round done. We're going to go through 2 more rounds. Okay, so once again, 90 seconds. I encourage you here to just let your breath settle. So back to nasal breathing, nasal belly breathing. Let's try to chill out for a bit before we get started on all of that again. I hope you enjoyed that nice little bit of rest. Get ready to roll our next lot of 90 seconds out. We've got our monkey crawl to our cross crunch. I'll give you some variations. All right, coming into our monkey crawl, maybe the option is a little bit faster this time, and maybe you add in a sprawl down to the ground and back up if you'd like to add in a layer of intensity. Yeah. Coming down to the ground. So you come into, you'll see maybe you're keeping straight legs as we work through our opposite sides here, working through about 8 to 10 of these. And then back to our sprawl. 90 seconds, of course, in total. All right, finding your way up and into your sprawl. Feel free to add on again if you wish, a little sprawl after your monkey. And again, working through, we have 30 seconds left of our time. Do what you like with it. Up to you if you want to slow this down or you'd like to go through some more monkeys. Completely up to you. There's 15 seconds left to go. Good work, guys. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, 30 seconds rest. All right, we've got our dragon squats to our jumps. All right, let's get ready to roll. Nice little bit of strength here and a bit of fatigue into the legs. 3, 2, 1, your version of your dragon squat. And back up. So really nice bit of internal and external hip rotation here. Nice bit of working compression. I definitely find that one side is much easier than the other in this particular squat. Still working on holding my foot. It's a really interesting practice, these dragon squats. We never get there. It's about having fun along the way. All right, from here we have our jumps. Again, really powerful through these ones as we're working through. Creating some really nice energy through the body here. About 50 seconds to go. Back to your dragon squats. Now, in saying that, you also don't have to listen to me. Do as many of these as you want. Just alternate how you like between the two movements. We want you to be nice and fluid and intuitive with your own body and how it moves, rather than listen to what I tell you. Of always finding and listening to what feels right in your body. Not necessarily what's easy or a challenge, but a place where we're always finding just a little bit more into the movement, but trying to do our best to just work on that space where we are like, yeah, that's challenging and it's new and it's different, but remembering we also never get there. Last little bit here, guys. Whew. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, rest. Great job, guys. Crawling is next into push-ups. If we want to add a layer of intensity on this round, I'll give you the option for some scorpion tail push-ups, staying in a low gate push-up position and adding a flick of the tail. Crawling stays the same. 3, 2, 1. Have a play around with your crawling. Move different spaces. Take your time to transition. Maybe tap the foot, place it down. As you start to make your transition into push-ups, if you're taking regular ones, go for it. If not, drop down and hold, and then maybe adding a scorpion tail here in a held push-up position. Elbows in, maybe 6 to 8 repetitions, only an option if you like. Maybe pushing back up, bringing your knees back in, moving back through your crawl. Oh my goodness, 50 seconds left and round 2 will be done. We can have one more round of push-ups. We've got about 30 seconds. So setting up again, your version. Remember, you are very welcome. So come to your knees and work here. All right, again, if those scorpion push-ups are in your practice, holding into a low gate push-up position and allowing the tail to move side to side. Breathing here. Good, 10. Last one. Oh. All right, for our active rest, we're going to take some scorpion twist. 2 rounds are done. You're doing really, really well. Placing the right arm out to the right, bring the left hand close to the chest. Left leg goes over. Swing it in. Lift up. Just come back. We're going to tuck everything under. Right leg goes under. You're back to a prone position. Left hand goes out. Leg over. Spin up. Open through the hips. Take a back bend. And bring it back down. Left leg goes under the body. Back to prone. Right arm out to the side. Swing the right leg through. Place the left foot down. Lift and open. Coming back down. Leg under. Rotate. Roll. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to take 4 more of these, but a little bit different leg variation this time. So swing the legs through. This time, what you're going to do is just simply fold the best you can over that long leg. Swing it under. Rotate. Leg comes out. And fold. 1 more each side. For many of us, we sit in chairs so much. We, of course, are training our hip to be a hinge joint. But in reality, it's a ball and socket joint. So if we want to increase our hip mobility and feel better in our whole bodies, including our spine, our knees and our hips, do often the thing that we don't do. So if we are sitting in a chair a lot, try to come to this position often and just chill out here. Make sure you hang from stuff. Make sure you open your shoulders as opposed to closing them. Doing our best to retrain the body, unfortunately based on the very Western environment that we're all in these days, that has us sitting in chairs, using devices, wearing shoes, which was never, ever designed for the human body. So in saying that, in 15 seconds we have 1 more round. moving through exactly what we just did. So moving to our little monkey crawl. Feel free to add on any options, cartwheel variations, also very welcome here. Feel free to have a play. All right, guys, let's roll. 3, 2, and 1. Play with low gate or high gate crawls here. No right or wrong. Again, just, explore. Come down, working your version of your cross country, really reach across to that opposite side and straight across the body in a contralateral pattern. Doing really well, everyone. All right, back to our monkey. Again, your version of your monkey. Play with different speed, paces, how high you get your hips. Whether you bring your feet off the floor, whether they stay low. Completely up to you. Back down into your crossovers. This is the last round, everyone. Last round. Alright, we can get one more round of our monkeys here. Rolling it up. About 15 seconds. Have 5 more seconds to go. Well done, rest. Our leg strength is coming up in 15. Dragon squat into jumps. 10 seconds. All right, let's roll. Play around. This is, again, it's not about forcing a dragon squat. What we really want to work on is getting that knee on the outside of the calf here, then the rest starts to follow. Straight into your jumps, go for it. Last time through these, give it a little bit more. 50 seconds, dragons. I've been working on this squat far out, maybe 8 years, and I can't do it with my hand, not off my foot. One day. But remember, in saying that, it's not about getting there, it's just about having fun along the way. I love this squat. I think it feels really nice in the body. But when I get there, it's not the be all and end all. It's like really enjoy your movement because we have a body to move in. That's what the whole concept is about. Right, 20 seconds. Oh, final round, maybe a couple of dragon squats here. Final 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. There's 90 seconds left. Crawling 2 push-ups. You can take any one of those push-ups variations or combine them. Do a few push-ups, do a few scorpion tails. Have fun with your crawling. Let's get ready to roll. 3, 2, 1. Again, maybe you reach and tap and maybe you spin it back under. Take a few steps. Go again. Nice and slow through the transitions. Maybe taking you straight over to some push-ups. So maybe doing 1 or 2 push-ups, 1 or 2 scorpion tails. Back up to crawl. Make this your own. Doing really well. It's the last one. push up is so hard. Oh, 40 seconds. Again, you play around with a bit of faster crawling. And it's a great way to get the heart rate up and the core. My goodness, I am absolutely sweating. Alright, we have 20 seconds. Alright, your version here, push-ups or scorpions. Go for it. Good quality. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees wide. Child's pose. Relax. Try to bring your breath back to nasal breathing as quickly as possible. You did it. Well done. I'd love to know how you're feeling. I really would. So please make sure you comment and let me know how you found that. Let's come up and over. We're going to take some spinal rolls. Yep. Option just to let the knees fall side to side. Okay. Option to do a full little roll here. What we're going to do is let the knees fall to the right. You're going to bring your left arm and your left leg over to touch. And then we're going to roll back to a supine position. And then let the knees fall over to the left. Right arm comes over, right leg meets right arm. And then come back to supine. Let's keep rolling. It's a really beautiful way to open the shoulders. Get a nice little hamstring stretch here along with a thoracic twist. Nice way to finish. Take 2 more of these. Last one. Roll over onto your belly. Alright, just taking some little spinal waves here. Keep your feet hip distance apart, fingers wide. Taking an inhale, roll your shoulders back, heart goes forward, head lifts. And then really, really slowly coming down. Let's do a couple of these. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel free to move it around a little bit if that feels nice for you, and then exhale. Let's go 2 more. Even changing your hands a little bit here. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale. Take a few moments in a seated position. As you're here, trying to get our breath out of our chest and shoulders and back down to our diaphragmatic breath. So placing your hands where your diaphragm hits your abdomen, closing down your lips. And we're just going to breathe here. Maybe you work on slowly extending the exhale. Full nasal belly breathing. Try not to elevate into the chest or the shoulders. If you can work on an extended exhale, it's a beautiful way to lower your blood pressure, your heart rate, adrenaline and cortisol. Really settles the nervous system quite quickly, allowing you to return back to your ventral vagal state. When we move our bodies, we don't want to walk out of our environment, be it a gym or a studio, fitness center, feeling like we're super amped. Our then environment will reflect how it is our nervous system is feeling. So it's super important that when we finish our movement, that we downregulate and we give our bodies a chance to settle, our minds back to return back to a state of presence, so that we're not walking out of the space in a really heightened and on state. If we leave our practice feeling calm and settled, our nervous system returns back to ventral, and it's the only place where we can be present to witness what's going on in our environment and to know that we have a choice. Let's take one more inhale through the nose, feel the belly rise. And exhale for the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great work, everyone. I would love to hear how you found that. I feel really good. I hope that you do too. I really needed that today. If you're not already, jump on over to my Instagram page, move_like_water. And I am also hosting my next nervous system reset course online. It's been going for a few years now. The next one starts on the 13th of October 2025. So if you want to understand your body on a deeper level from the inside out, you know, maybe you're doing everything possible for the external body, you know, eating all the right foods, going and exercising and doing all those things, but nothing's changing, or we're struggling with our digestion, or maybe we're holding on to that stubborn belly fat. It might be time to look into what's going on with the autonomic nervous system and why these things might be showing up, and why our body might be living potentially in a chronic state of stress or down into shutdown. We live in a very, very busy and fast world, and it's our job as humans to recognize when we're starting to tip out of balance and we're starting to get bumped in our environment, when things like our sleep, things like our movement, our food, screen time, things like that can really start to affect not just the way we feel, but what's actually happening physically. So if you are interested to find out a little bit more about the polyvagal theory and what we can do to help our nervous system return back to balance when it's tipped, you can jump online with the link that I provided in the comments and use the code RESET for a 25% discount on my next course. If you love this workout, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me to help you. I had a great time. I hope that you did too. Let me know how you went in the comments. Have a really good day.